All right, good morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here with our virtues pick for today. And I am very excited to share with you the pick because it's one that is really resonating with me today. And that pick is awe. So maybe if you're like me, you never thought of awe as a virtue, as something that I don't know, as a characteristic. But when we read the description here, I think you'll see exactly what we're talking about, and I think we'll have some good conversation about it. So, awe is deep respect and reverence for the source of life. It is humility and wonder before the power of God. Contemplating life's beauty and mystery leads us to communion. Reflecting on our place in the universe, we seem small and insignificant, yet it is awe-inspiring to realize that no one else on earth is just like us. Each of us has a unique potential for reflecting the divine virtues in our souls. We awaken them by choosing to live them. When we practice awe, we are alert to the signs and wonders placed in our path. We open ourselves to grace. So, when I first saw this word come up this morning, I was thinking about, you might notice I've got a new building behind me, and this fellow came over yesterday, and he moved this building from where it was to this place. He got it leveled up, he hooked up the electric, he did all these things, and I will just tell you, I think this is just a real good example of the fact that each one of us has our own place. We are our unique self. We have a unique potential in a lot of ways, and those ways do include the way that we reflect the virtues, the way we live the virtues, even the way we think about the virtues. So, awe is that deep respect, and I will tell you, I have a lot of respect for this man that came and did all this work, and he did it all by himself. He didn't even have a helper with him. So. But on another note, as we look at awe, I think about how sometimes we just go through life without really being aware of all the things around us and just how amazing they truly are. The things in nature, the way that nature operates in such harmony and how things work together and even when there's clashes, and things happen that we don't like, many times they're for the good. For instance, in some areas where they have the forest fires, it is the way they reseed the area. Those are all, to me, they're just, unbelievable. It really puts you into a state of really appreciating just how well things work together. But I think we also have to look at awe from the viewpoint of ourselves and not and our relationship with others. So in other words, who am I as a person, as a unique person? What is it that I need to become very clear about as far as who I want to be and how I want to act and how I want to be seen by others? And I love this line in here in the description where it says we awaken the virtues by choosing to live them. And it is a choice. And so, as I've mentioned before, I think sometimes we just have to ask ourselves, okay, what virtue do I need right now to deal with this situation? And usually we can identify it, and then it's really just a matter of choice of whether we're going to choose to go that direction or if we're going to continue to go down the road that doesn't bring us very much peace. So, at any rate, and also in looking at individuals around us, those people around us, those that we're in the most close relationships with people that we work with or people that we run into as acquaintances or people that we don't even know that we might see in the store or in a parking lot or wherever it might be. Each one of them have a unique potential for the virtues too. And they may show them in different ways. They may show them in ways that are negative even, right? But they're still demonstrating the virtues. And maybe at that point they're not ready for something. They're not they're not in a position to reflect the virtues in a way that's more positive, but they're still reflecting a virtue. And so, finding ourselves, I think, to have that virtue of awe, to see each person for who they are and for their potential, is a critical way of creating more peaceful situations for ourselves in life. I think it's especially true when we look at our children. When we think of being a parent, I hear so many times, I hear parents say, "Oh, my child has taught me so many things. My child has, I'm just so surprised by the way that they think, or the things that they're able to do, or how did they get from this point to this point so in such a short time." And so having a deep respect for our kids is also the way we get deep respect from our children. And that is demonstrated by our recognition of their potential for reflecting the virtues that they already have inside of themselves. Now, that's a subject that we could go into very, very deeply, but very briefly, every child has all the virtues inside of them just like we do as adults. And our ability as the adult, as the parent, to see that potential and to see that virtue in them is what helps them grow those virtues. And really, that is a process that is, in fact, awing, because we are opening ourselves up to having showing respect and for being respected. It's a beautiful thing. This is a virtue that we don't talk about very often, but it certainly is one that when we see people for their potential and for who they really are, not maybe for their negative actions that they're taking right now, it just changes the whole subject. And I think that that's one of the things that I've tried to talk about a little bit is to get past this cancel culture that we live in and get more into an acknowledgement culture. A culture where we acknowledge the good in others, where we acknowledge the potential in others, where we acknowledge the virtues in others, I think will create a much more peaceful place for us individually, as well as for the world and for our communities. So that's how I'm thinking about the virtue of awe today. I wonder, what is it that you're in awe of? What is it that you reflect on or see in the world? And are you taking the time to really see the potential in those around you and in yourself too? That's a whole nother subject, right? All right, everybody, thank you very much for being here. And until next time, keep practicing the 4 C's of successful families of clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time, bye.